Good morning. First, I want to welcome you to the Natalie and Ernie interaction show. The problem is no Natalie. She is under the weather, so please keep her in your thoughts today. So I'm going to wing this alone as I do on my regular talk show, Table Talk Habits. Anyhow, as soon as I get that tongue-tied underneath my system and out of my system, I want to talk to you today about white heat intensity. 95% of the people are average people. I know because I was one of them. When you're talking about white heat intensity, what you're thinking about is going to the next level of becoming a world-class person, someone that makes a difference in this world, that is not afraid to get rid of their fears, get rid of their limited beliefs, get rid of their self-sabotage, to get rid of all the negative thoughts in their system. Think of a person going through special forces in the service, or a black belt that starts out as a white belt. I know this for a fact because as an instructor, I would see 1,000 people come through the door wanting to be a black belt. 3,000 people come through the door. 1 out of every 3 wanted to be a black belt. The other 2/3 wanted to basically learn how to defend themselves, and that's great. Of the people that wanted to be a black belt, only 1 in 1,000 made it. Why? They didn't have the mental capacity and they didn't have the strength in their mind to stay up with the program. I did. I became a first-degree black belt in 4 years in Tang Soo Do. It is one of the harder styles to be involved in. It's a North Korean style. The Taekwondo is a more famous one of the Korean styles. I chose the North Korean style because it was harder to achieve the black belt level. It paid off in the end. And I was able to advance to second-degree black belt before I dropped out. And I didn't drop out mainly because of anything else other than medical issues that I won't go into right now. However, when you have the mentality and the perseverance of becoming a world-class leader, a world-class person, a person that has accumulated wealth and knowledge and has gained riches in their life by their talents, by sharing their talents. And now I'm talking about people out there like yourself who may have a lot of talent, yet you're kind of comfortable. I remember John Maxwell. When I saw him speak twice, I met him once. And he said that people are kind of like on a level of down here and they kind of like it there. Well, I never liked it there. I wanted to be up here, but I didn't know how to get there. It was a series of stumbling and trial and error and a lot of money invested, but it paid off. And now I am showing other people. The only people that I want to show are the people that are ready, that are committed to themselves, that they want to learn how to become a black belt mentality, to become a world-class leader, to become the person that they should be, and be among the 5% of us who are up there. Now, I intend to be higher and stronger than some of the class leaders that you see today out there. And I mean the people that I will be in touch with and I will collaborate with, who will want to collaborate with me. Why? Because I have perseverance and I struggle and I break through. Well, what are you going to do? I want to talk to you people who are over 50, because you and I would resonate, because I am over 50, who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, who are ready to become a world-class person, a world-class thinker. Now, I don't reinvent the books. I use the books. The books that my mentors would tell me, oh, go read this book. Well, I could tell you the same thing, but if I don't break it down with you and hold you accountable for actions, you won't just read that book, maybe, and then you'll put it on a shelf and forget about it. I know I did when I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And 5 years later, I was very successful in a home building, and I was a general contractor, and I was making lots of money, and I had freedom, and I had time, and I was happy. And then that business dried up. Well, my income dried up. My reserves dried up. My properties dried up. Everything dried up. I had the thinking of a middle-class person, even though I had the riches of a world-class leader. And I lost it all. And that's one test that you can tell whether or not you're middle-class thinking or lower, or world-class thinking. The choice is yours. If you want to know how, ask me. I'll put my email down below. If you want to know your superpower, you've seen some of my past programs with Natalie. She has a way to bring out your superpower. I do as well, but she's been at it a little bit longer, and she could help you. So either way, come on down. Have a talk with us. You want to lie on your deathbed and say, what if? I know you hear that a lot. A lot of people say, oh yeah, I lie on my deathbed. Well, if you only had an hour left to live and you wanted to do something to change the world, what would you do? You don't have to be an educated fool like many people are. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. I think education is great. In fact, I have a lot of ideas on how I'm going to produce and invent other ways of doing things. Yet I'm going to need you educated people to help me out, because I don't know all electronics. I don't know all the apps. I don't know all this and that. And where my weaknesses are, that's my strength, to know where my weaknesses are so I can hire those people. And those people will say to me, Ernie, you can't do that. And I'll say, I don't want to hear the word can't. Henry Ford had a 6th grade education, and he had engineers that were graduates in college, and all his engineers said to him, you can't have a V8. And I'm not talking about the drink. I'm talking about the engine. And Henry Ford, having a 6th grade education, said, oh yeah, it's possible. And you are going to make it possible. He surrounded himself with people that knew what to do, even though he didn't know how to do it, but he saw the vision. And the rest is history. We both now have the drink. It has nothing to do with the V8 engine, but we do have the V8 engine. So what are you going to do with your future? It's up to you. Come join me if you're ready. I've turned down more. I don't want 1 in 1,000 graduates. I want at least half of you, if not more. So I will vet you first. How bad do you want it? 100 people will sign up to be a Navy SEAL. 80 of them will drop out after the first day. Are you one of those dropouts? I'm not going to tell you about the other 20. But being a Navy SEAL is like being a black belt in martial arts, except to be a Navy SEAL, it takes 20 times more discipline to become a black belt than it does to be a Navy SEAL. So you better be ready to be a Navy SEAL in business. And I use Navy SEAL because I was in the Navy. Wasn't a SEAL. I wish now, going back, I would have been. Because I have the perseverance and I wouldn't have had back then. But now I have the perseverance. And aside from being in tone and being in shape, I don't have the body to be a Navy SEAL. And quite frankly, they wouldn't take me. But do you have the mentality of a Navy SEAL? Of a person who wants to be a black belt and becomes a black belt? That wants to break through whatever obstacles and roadblocks you may have in your life. And I've had many. From being labeled a retard, some people still do. Label me, that is. Who cares? I don't listen to them. I surround myself with positive people. You want to know where to find them? Look me up. Ask me. Comment, subscribe. I have the power and I have the ability. Do our personalities match? That's part of choosing the right mentor.